It's the local haunts tag, and it's me, Jeremy Fee. This is my BookTube channel, Authortube, HorrorTube. I'm so glad that you're here to listen to the video. I'm hanging out with my cats, Jack and Daxter. Jack wanted me to ask you, if you liked the video, to remember to click the like button, to put some comments there, make sure you're subscribed. And my cat Dax, he wanted me to let you know to make sure you've got that notification bell turned on. Anyway, the local haunts tag is an open tag from Book Collectic. I'll have all the links and information down below. The original tag is from Dane Reads. I have so much fun watching Dane's channel. He also has a cat. He has an enormous cat, and it's a lot of fun because you never know when his cat is going to walk by while he's filming, and he'll pick up his enormous cat, and you can see it on screen. It's amazing. I should also let you know that about a week ago, before that I recorded this video, Grumpy Andrew from Grumpy Andrew's Reading posted a video of himself reading the story. It's like an audiobook film experience. It's got awesome music. You should really check that out too. This tag has 10 prompts, and the last one is to tag some people. This tag is based off of a book that was made, I want to say about a year ago, at some point in the last year. It was called Local Haunts, organized by Regina St. Clair, and I love the book. I already made a video about the stories in it and how much I enjoyed it. That's on my playlist for horror and horror short stories if you want to go check out that video. But I wanted to do this tag because it's spooky season. Halloween has come back around, and to remind you all, this book was made for charity. These authors are not making money off of it. They're donating the profits. So you might as well buy the book and give it a read if you haven't yet. Prompt 1, Local Haunts. Tell us about a creepy or spooky place that's close to you. For this one, I can tell you about Goatman's Bridge. When I was a teenager in these suburbs around the Dallas area, there's a place between some suburb towns, and there's this creepy old bridge called Goatman's Bridge. When I was a teenager, there were all these rumors of these satanic cults hanging out in the woods and around that area, and so people really were afraid to go out there. And there was once I was hanging out with some friends, and they wanted to go to Goatman's Bridge, and I felt like we could have died. For some reason, I was a passenger in the back of the car. I didn't have much choice in this. They drove us out there, and then one of them was like, let's get out of the car. And I was like, I think I hear noises off in the woods. And sure enough, we got out of the car. There were people with flashlights who came running toward the side of the road and where we were. We got back in that car as quickly as we could and got out of there. Prompt number 2, a stone's throw. Tell us about a story with a young female character who has a tough life. I've gotta remind you about the Mistborn trilogy. The protagonist is Vin, and she has lived a very tough life. She's a tough character. She's a great protagonist for that series by Brandon Sanderson, so you've probably heard of it. Prompt number 3, Crowthorne. Tell us about a story with a harmful friendship. I'm gonna go against what some people on BookTube say, and I'm gonna say The Lies of Loch Lamora. There are so many people who say they think this book has a great friendship, and I don't see it that way because spoiler reasons, a lot of people die in that story. So I kind of view it as a toxic friendship, but I've only read book 1 in that series. Maybe they do better in later books. Maybe less friends die. Who knows? Prompt 4, Screen 8. Tell us about a movie that scares you and it's based on a true story. Oh, my answer is the Amityville Horror. There are so many people who say that they really saw something supernatural happening in that house and with that family. When I watch those movies and the movies that were inspired by that movie, I think about people with schizophrenia, and I think about how there can be like group delusions and paranoia, how one person can convince other people in the group that these freaky things are happening and they start believing it, and it feels very real to me. I'm not saying I necessarily believe that there really were ghosts or demons haunting the house and the family. Prompt number 5, The Mount of Death. Fear Me. Tell us about a story where a drink plays a role in the plot. The easiest to mention is Hamlet. I love Shakespeare's Hamlet, and there's that poison drink that comes into play there for the big finale and the irony that is involved in that situation. I won't give you the spoiler just in case you don't know Hamlet, but if you haven't seen Hamlet, please go online and watch a version of it. It may change your life. Prompt 6, The Blocked Cellar. Tell us about your favorite horror, paranormal, or true crime YouTube channel. I'll give a shout out to Cam Wolf. He's the editor of our collection, We're Not Home, which is coming out this month. I'm sure you've heard about it from Twitter or Instagram, or here on my channel, or maybe from one of the other authors. Cam Wolf does a great job talking about fantasy and talking about horror, and he's actually divided YouTube channels up so that he talks about reading and literature on one, and then he talks about writing on the other. And he's all over Twitch now. Also, if you are on Twitch, you could probably catch him there. Prompt number 7, The Night Watchman. Tell us about a story that's set partly at night. Let's say Star Wars. I'm just kidding. I love to say Star Wars as an answer for any tag question. I'm gonna go with Misery by Stephen King because the way that the climactic avalanche of that story happened, it was important whether it was day or night, the time of day, and the people investigating. And I don't want to tell you what happened. If you haven't read Misery by Stephen King, you should read that story. One of the best villains in all of literature, in my opinion. Number 8, Alone Along the Gum Trees. Tell us about a story that takes place in the wilderness. I'll give a shout out to Ben Reeves' story, The Bee Wilderness. See, wilderness is in the title, but the character also wanders around in a fantasy wilderness place, the Bee Wilderness. Number 9, Highway to Hell. Tell us about a story that involves music. Gotta say The Name of the Wind, book 1 of the King Killer Chronicle by Patrick Rothfuss, another fantasy novel. In this one, the main character's a rogue who plays music. Though, I find it a little odd that Patrick Rothfuss and the character insist he's not a bard, even though traditionally a roguish character who plays music in that kind of fantasy setting would probably be called a bard, a storyteller, singer, musician, whatever. He's a rogue who plays music. Number 10, At the End of the Rope, tag some friends. Alright, you're all tagged. Open tag. Especially if you've read this book, certainly. The tag was originally intended for, promoting the book, getting people excited, but technically you don't have to have read this book. These are just fun things to talk about. So yes, I tag you. Open tag. Say Jeremy Fee tagged you, and make a video with some answers to this. That's it for my book talk today, for my tag video today. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. By the way, remember I'm on this more relaxed schedule now. You probably won't see another video from me until next Monday, but I do have some more things in the works. So even though I'm trying to only do about 3 videos a week, there will be some special bonus stuff because the Dune film is coming out. I really want to talk about that after I see it. I hope I'll have positive things to say. And I've been invited to join a book tour talking about a book from an author. I'll have a bonus video when that happens later in the month. Alright, for real, every day is a good day for a book talk.